This is Richard Wilt, aka the Bipolar Bandit. Hope you're having a good day. And we're going to go over the next sheet for DBT, skills based training. Okay, we're going to bring it up now. My goodness. Okay, I hope everyone can see this. All right. Okay, very good. Interpersonal effectiveness, handout 11. Finding and getting people to like you. Remember, all human beings are lovable, but finding friends may take time and effort on your part. It's good to remember we're all lovable. Some of us might be a little more unique than others, and it may take a little bit more time to find people that we kind of jive with. But what is that saying? There's a screw for every nut. And that is something I've had to, I think, realize is that I'm not going to be for everybody, but I don't need to be for everybody. I just need to find people who get me and I get them. And life is so much better. You don't have to worry about changing who you are in order to remain friends or be lovers with this person, whoever they might be. Okay. Look for people who are close by you. Familiarity often leads to liking and sometimes love. Whoa. To find people you might like and who might like you, it is important to make sure that you are frequently around and visible to a group of people. Many people find friends who are classmates or members of groups they join or who work at or go to the same places. Imagine that. You can't meet people sitting at home, not going outside. Oh, who would have thought? I guess that's why hobbies are good, right? Hobbies are good. Hobbies put us in a situation or a place or doing an activity that we already enjoy. Joining one of those clubs where other people like the same things. Hey, half the work is already done. Look for people who are similar to you. We often make friends with people who share our interests and attitudes. Though always agreeing with someone will not make you more attractive to them. A lot of people are attracted to those who share the same important interests and attitudes, such as politics, lifestyle, and morals. Yeah, that reminds me of a phrase or a saying. I can't remember where I got it from, where when it comes to potential mates, romantic relationships or friendships, that you want to find people that on core important issues you agree with, and then maybe on trivial things you disagree with. So if you meet someone who has the same values as you, maybe the same politics, if that's important to you, maybe they have the same outlook on life as far as what life is for and what you should be doing with that life, that's more important than whether or not someone might be a bit of a slob, or someone might be, they're not as punctual as you, or they might dress differently. Those are more superficial things. But the things that are really important, we want to make sure we match up with. Okay. Work on your conversation skills. Ask and respond to questions. Respond with a little more than requested. That's a tough one. I do a little TMI sometimes, so I gotta put the brakes on that a little bit. Make small talk. Don't underestimate the value of chit chat. Oh gosh. Oh, I hate chit chat. Hate it. Oh man, this one was written for me. Self-disclose skillfully. Keep your self-disclosure close to that of the other person. That helps with the TMI. You share about the same amount they share. Oh my goodness, imagine that. Don't overshare. Don't interrupt. Don't start talking just fractionally before or after someone else. Leave space, because otherwise you end up listening to respond and not listening to listen, I think it is. Yeah. Learn things to talk about. Watch others. Read. Increase your activities and experiences. I like that. Yeah, if you don't have anything going on in your life, you don't have any interests other than this narrow band, you're not going to have a lot to talk about. Luckily for me, I am an accumulator of knowledge and information just for accumulation's sake. So I have lots of things interest me. And so I like to learn as much as possible, which I guess is a leg up when it comes to meeting someone. Oh, express liking selectively. We often like the people we think like us. That's pretty good. Join an ongoing group conversation. Okay. If we wait for people to approach us, we may never have friends. Join an online group conversation. Okay. If we wait for people to approach us, we may never have friends. That's Yeah, but it's scary, isn't it? Oh, it is scary, 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 scary stuff. Sometimes we must make the first move in finding friends. This often requires us to know how to tell if a group is open or closed. And then when it is open, how to approach and join the ongoing group. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, that's real easy. Thanks a lot there for breaking it down for me. That's hard. Oh man. Oh, so hard. Brings back so many memories. Whew, okay. Figure out if a group is open or closed. In open groups, new members are welcome. In closed groups, new members may not be welcome. Okay. Open groups. Everyone is standing somewhat apart. Members occasionally glance around the room. There are gaps in the conversation. Members are talking about a topic of general interest. Closed group. Everyone is standing close together. Members attend exclusively to each other. There's a very animated conversation with few gaps. Members seem to be pairing off. Interesting. All right, figure out how to join an open group conversation. Ways of joining an open group. Move gradually closer to the group. So that makes me feel like you're like inching closer. It's kind of funny. It may not be clear from the slowness of your approach that you want to join them. Yeah, it might even look as though you're creeping up and trying to eavesdrop. Yes, you got to pay attention to that. Okay. Offer to refill members' glasses or serve them food. Oh, that could be overdoing things a bit. Yeah, you end up being like their freaking maid. What would you do if they refuse more food or drinks? Would it be clear enough that you wanted to join the group? Stand beside them and chip in on the conversation. Well, that might seem rude. They haven't invited you to join them in any way. What exactly are you going to say when you chip in? Get up and introduce yourself. Isn't that overly formal? Having introduced yourself, then what do you say? Will they introduce themselves to you? Wouldn't you interrupt the conversation? Wait for a break in the conversation. Stand beside a friendly-looking member of the group and say something like, "Mind if I join you?" Oh, so that's actually pretty good. They saved it to last. This makes your intention clear and doesn't seem rude or interrupt the conversation. Group members can then choose whether to introduce themselves or not. Oh, I like that. So even within the group, you find one person, maybe a friendly looking face, who's kind of listening, but not necessarily contributing to that part of the conversation. Maybe there's a lull in the conversation. I like that. Oh, okay. Here's a worksheet. Either I would join a group or I would know someone in the group, introduce myself. AA is big on that. And, insert myself into the conversation, or I would pick someone who is off by themselves, because oftentimes newcomers are kind of shy and they don't want to talk very much. It's all kind of overwhelming. I would go over to them and introduce myself, which is being a good member of AA anyway. And I'll do that a lot of times in public places where I'll just start talking to people, just waiting in line somewhere. I've always been someone who's very open to doing that sort of thing, but where you can ask a question, give an answer, give a compliment, or in New York where I live, there's always outside things going on. So you're waiting in line for something. Maybe you're doing a group activity, or there's a street fair, or there's some sort of a concert or event. That's a great thing about a big city like New York, is that if you want to, you can be around a lot of different people quite easily. Now, small town, I don't know. I don't have experience with that. List times you have been near a group conversation you could practice joining, or how you could find one. List times you've been near a group conversation. Golly, I got to think about that one. Check the facts and be sure you have listed all of your opportunities to find potential friends. Add more ideas if necessary, or ask your current friends or family for ideas. This is kind of interesting, I think, because we often think as these sorts of things as organic and natural, and there shouldn't be any planning, and that if you do planning, somehow you're not being real or authentic. But I don't know. I feel like the people who are good at this, they probably modeled this skill after somebody else. So it's a skill that they learned. They may not realize they learned it the way we're trying to learn it, but they did. And a lot of people who are probably good at this do these things naturally, but they weren't born with that ability. I don't think. I think they had to learn. They were just lucky enough to learn, however. So even though I guess these may feel a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Unnatural, and they may feel like we're not being honest. I don't look at it that way at all. I just think you're trying to arm yourself with the best way possible to meet someone. It doesn't mean you're supposed to fake who you are. It just means that you're learning skills to get to know people so that you can show them who you are. Yeah. Check the facts and be sure you have listed all of your opportunities to find potential friends. Add more ideas if necessary, or ask your current friends or family for ideas. That's good. Crowdsource. Describe one thing you have to make a new friend and get someone to like you. Or I have done what I have. Oh boy. Well, introduce myself. Someone waiting in line. I remember being in a group. There was this outdoor roller skating thing they did in Central Park in the summertime. And I introduced myself to the DJ. And in that vein, I wanted to learn how to roller skate. I really wanted to learn. So I asked someone there, hey, how do I learn how to roller skate better? And the woman was dating this guy. This guy looked like Willie Nelson. He taught adult skating classes Saturday night. So you would go to the skating rink, you would pay for the admission. With the admission, you got your rentals, and then you got to go an hour or two before the skating rink opened. And he would teach you skating moves. And there were other people there. There were adults. So I got to meet people that way. It was kind of awesome, actually. Maybe online meetups, online hookup apps. I don't know anything about that. I'm married. I got married right before all that stuff came into existence. I mean, there was online dating apps, but not online hookups. So I have no idea about that stuff. Check off and describe each skill that you need. So proximity, sometimes I get a little in my head and I'll just want to stay in my safe space and not go anywhere. So have to get out and have to actively seek out new people. Similarity. Well, finding people I have something in common with. Again, that's about putting myself physically in their orbit. Conversation skills. I tend to be pretty good with that. For me, it's more about managing my anxiety and managing my wanting to people please, which I don't think is conversation skills, but that affects my ability to communicate. Yes. Express liking. Ooh, I probably have to worry about that one too, because I usually go from, oh my God, you're so great, I want to be your best friend forever, to just being like, and obviously neither one of those two are good. So that's another one I got to work on. Describe any efforts you made to join a conversational group. Okay, so I guess this is homework. I'll let you know. Describe any efforts you made to use your conversation skills with others. How effective was the interaction? Boy, I tell you, that's one thing I really like about these skills. They really kind of hold you to account, and they give you some concrete things to work on. And again, I know this all seems like it's being, to me anyway, it seems like you might be being fake, or you're not authentic, or it's contrived. But any skill, before it feels automatic, is something that you're learning and that you are awkward at. It's just that some people were able to learn this stuff at a younger age. And so it might seem automatic, but they had to learn to begin with. And maybe you weren't taught those things, and you weren't put in an environment that you could. And now's your chance. And it may feel icky and it may feel weird. I don't think this is about deceiving people. I think it's about learning how to put your best foot forward. Just like if you prepare for an interview, You're not being disingenuous preparing for the interview. You're just trying to do the best job you can do to put yourself in the best light possible, which is good. Okay. This one was short. I'm actually glad it was short because I'm not just like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's it. Oh, and I'm going to put the sheet in the description of the email, the video. Okay. So you all have a great day. And please remember, I love all of you. And I wish you all the happiness. And until next week.